Welcome back. We are in the kitchen for a white bean harissa hummus recipe with Maggie Faber from Magpie Sweets and Eats. This sounds so delicious, Maggie. You know I love my beans.
I know. That's why I was excited to bring this new spin on a classic recipe. I know a lot of people try to make hummus at home, and the most thing that most people tell me that it's still kind of chunky. How come I can't get it so smooth? And that's because the skin, even in canned chickpeas, is still pretty thick. If you want it super smooth, you have to pop the skin off every individual bean, and that even in a small jar like that can take forever.
That sounds very time consuming.
For sure. So I like to use white beans instead. They're much softer already, and it's easy to just get from the can. You don't have to worry about cooking them or anything. So that's the start of this recipe, and I drained it already. You don't want all the extra liquid in there.
Okay.
And then the start of this recipe is harissa paste, which is a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, North African roasted red pepper dip. And it comes with dried chilies in there as well.
I had never heard of harissa paste.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
I love to use it at this time of year instead of a fresh pesto or something like that, because you get that kind of warm, a little bit spicy taste, and so it just feels a little bit more fall-like.
That's perfect in a hummus. I've never tried to make my own hummus. I'm a fan of it, but not all hummus that you go out and buy or order at a restaurant is created equal.
No, for sure. And then this is a great alternative to just the classic red pepper hummus that you see in a lot of grocery stores. It's just going to taste a little bit more interesting, a little bit more unique. And then, of course, in all hummus, you've got a little bit of lemon. I like to add lemon zest because then you're going to just get a punch of lemon flavor instead of a little more mellow.
I love how flavorful you're making that, because I do feel like sometimes it can be a little bland, and I want it to zhuzh up a little more.
You want to amp it up. And then, of course, garlic. Always measure with your heart. And then something that's always in most especially store-bought hummuses, it's called tahini paste, and that's a sesame paste, which can be hard to find sometimes. So what I like to do is I toast up some sesame seeds, and I'm going to add that to it instead, so that then you can get that sesame flavor without having to hunt down sesame paste.
Perfect.
And then, of course, we've got some salt and pepper.
And again, are you just measuring with your heart?
Of course.
Okay,
and
I like a lot of salt.
Exactly. And you always want to add a little bit at a time of your salt and pepper, because then you can taste it and you can add more salt if you need to. If you like it salty, you can add more. If you don't like it as salty, then you reduce the amount of salt, of course. So now I've got one of these mini food processor bowls, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a start, just to kind of start grinding it up. And then what I'll have you do actually is, why don't you pour the olive oil in for me? Just a slow, steady stream. What that's gonna do is that's just gonna make it extra creamy. And this is fancy Greek olive oil that my best friend brought back for me from Greece. But any olive oil or avocado oil will do.
I went right to this bottle and I said, this is so cute and fancy. Where's this from? From Greece. So you've been trying to just parcel it out a little bit, but you're sharing with us today.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a special recipe.
Right here?
Yep, right in that
you
space.
Tell me how much, Maggie. I don't want to use up all of your special.
So what we're going to watch the bottom. We want it to start to get really, really smooth.
Okay. And when it's from Greece, it just hits differently, doesn't it?
Sometimes they carry Greek olive oil at Costco. That's what I usually buy.
So when you can't just fly to the beautiful country of Greece, here we go. Okay, how's this? More?
I think that's good. So we're just going to give it a quick blitz on a high speed just to get it extra smooth. We're going to add in all about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. It really depends on how much extra moisture was in the beans to begin with. So kind of, again, measure with your heart, but also use your judgment.
Yeah, you can eyeball it. Look for the consistency that we're going for a good hummus. And what do you think? It looks like it's getting close.
Yeah, it's really smooth really fast. If you use chickpeas, which are great, and you can absolutely use chickpeas, I would recommend putting it in a high power, like a Vitamix blender or something like that, if you don't want to have to peel all the skins off the beans.
I love that. I love the size of that too.
Yeah, it's a great size. I got this at Costco actually. So,
and everybody's favorite. That all the time. And it's ready.
And it's ready already. So
Maggie,
I'm just gonna add this to the bowl. And then I've got some veggies, some crackers, and then what I like to do is to finish it off with a little bit of olive oil just for the flavor. That's why I recommend using good olive oil here, because you're going to taste it. You don't want something that you're not going to taste it.
And a little bit of chili flakes?
A little bit of chili flakes, or you can use Aleppo pepper, which is another like Mediterranean red pepper. It's kind of like crushed red pepper flakes, just a little bit less spicy.
Okay, I have to dig in, but let's tell everybody where they can find you. You are doing the Wheelers, the Wheeler Farm Sunday Market.
I'm at the Wheeler Farm every Sunday, and you can buy the harissa paste from me. I'll have this available on Sundays, or it is available at most grocery stores. I also have salad dressings, and I'll have a Hatch green chili and lime hummus available for sale.
This is the most flavorful hummus I think I've ever had. Magpie Eats and Sweets on Instagram.
Yep.
You're just the best.
Thank
I'm the
you.
luckiest to be in the kitchen with you today. I don't think I'm going to share with those ladies over there. Don't tell them.
I think it's fine.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
Delicious as always.